Welcome to my channel, I Face Me TV, where we talk about millinery and lifestyle. So today we are going to be using Crinoline to do a double hairband with a bow. A lot of people has sent me a lot of messages requesting that I kindly please illustrate and teach them how to do this knotted Crinoline hairband with a bow. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Yay! So I measured a yard, which is 36 inches. I'm going to be cutting three separate 36 inches, which are one yard into three. Okay, this time around we are going to be placing them side by side. So carefully watch to the end so that you understand how to use cloning to create a knot. Okay, so we have 3 yards of crinoline, that is one yard into 36 inches. Okay, so I'm arranging it side by side. Okay, they are just staying on their own side by side. All right, so once you've done that, you try to arrange it properly. Okay, making sure that all of them are on the same line and they are equal. Okay, so if it's so bulky for you to control, you can just use your pin. Okay, you can see it's 3, so you can just use your pin to just hold them together. So you can put the pin as many places as you want, because you don't want to be struggling with cleaning when you're trying to create your knots. Okay, so remember to use a pin. And then to create a knot is just like tying a thread. You can see what I'm doing here. Okay, no matter how you twist the crinoline and you try to tie a knot, it will still create that knot. Okay, a lot of people feel that it's so difficult. It's not. See me trying it in another way. Okay, even if you bend it upside down and you just still create a knot, it will still create that knot. All you need to do is to arrange it. Can you see it? So I'm trying it again so that you will understand that creating a knot is very simple. It's very simple. And you feel that it's so bulky and it's disturbing you, you can use your pin to hold them together and then create that knot. Okay? Can you see that? It's just as simple as you have seen it. All right, so we are going to be doing a double knot. This is just one knot. So if you are doing just your one knotted cloning, you place it at the middle and then you start tacking. Okay, if you want it to be at the side, you can also take it slantly to the side and then you tack. Okay, so if it's one knot, that is how you're going to place it. But for this tutorial, we're going to be doing a double knot. Okay, we see that the tip of the cloning is already getting loose, so we'll try to tie it. Okay, so make sure that you tie the tip of your hairband, the tip of your crinoline, whenever you want to start a project, so that it doesn't just frill and get loosened. Okay, so see me, I've tied that end. Okay, we'll now want to place it on our hairband. Okay, now another thing you will understand is how big do you want your bow to be. So when you drag it, you see it gets smaller. If you want it big, you release it a bit. Okay, so we're trying to do the second knot. It's just like tying a thread. Can you see that? Can you see that? Now we have our second knot. We want both of them to be of the same size. So you're going to be removing those pins. Remember the pins that you put in, okay, because it will not allow the cloning to stretch All right, so you are going to remove all those pins. Okay, you're going to be removing all those pins so that it can stretch and you can arrange. Okay, and then put the pin where you feel that is okay. Can you see what I'm doing? So don't just forget the pin there. Make sure that you arrange it properly, and then the two bow are alike, like the sizes are the same, and then you set it the way you want it. Okay, can you see that? And then I'm taking it to the side. Okay, because it's double bow, the two bow cannot be at the center of the hairband, so it's going to go slantly to the side. All right, and then you set your knots to make sure that both of them are the same size, and then you begin to arrange them on your hairband. So because you want your hairband and the cloning to be together as one, we're going to be using our pin to hold them down first before we start tacking. So anywhere you know that you're going to tack, you have to use your pin to hold it together. Okay, you do all the adjustment that you need to do to make sure that the knot is the perfect size that you desire. All right, can you see that? Okay, so we pinned it in the places that we feel that it's okay. All right, and then when you need to adjust, you still adjust, because you are the one in charge, you are the one controlling the cloning. It's not the cloning that is controlling you. Don't mind me. Okay, so you do your adjustment. Make sure you do, because once you tack it, that's it all. It will not, except you are starting all over again. Okay, so now we have our needle. Now the basic thing you need to understand is that as you use your needle on the surface of the cloning, you make sure that at the point where you came out from is the same point you will go in the sense that you just leave a little, because you know that cloning has holes. Okay, so you just leave like a space, a dot space. Okay, you leave a dot space and then go in. Then you make sure that that fabric on the hairband, your needle is getting in through it. Okay, so that when you pull the thread as you're sewing, it will come together with the hairband. Do you understand? Let me say it again. You see me trying to look for the fabric of the hairband, right? And then bringing it out from the cloning. All right, I'm going to be putting that needle almost at the same point where it came out from the cloning, but you give a little space, okay, so that the tacking will not be visible. All right, but you make sure that you're picking the fabric of the hairband. Make sure you're picking it. Even if you wrap the hairband, just make sure that you're picking it so that they all come together as one. You can see what I'm trying to do there. So as you're doing this, the front side, you go to the back, you will just be turning and be sewing. Are you seeing that? You will just turn and be sewing, and make sure that the point where you came out from is exactly where you are going in. Just give a dot space, okay, until you now get to the end and you're sure that everything is together. Okay, and then you cut out your excess. You see it, you cut out your excess from the hairband so that it just fits perfectly like the size of the hairband itself. Okay, so try to trim out any excess, and then you apply your glue on that point. Okay, why we are doing that is just to make it secure, okay, so that it doesn't get loosened at the point where we are trying to wrap it. Okay, so that once we wrap it, it just stays in place. Can you see? Can you see that? So creating a double bow is easy, of course. So we are not going to leave that place we put glue empty. We're going to be using our shining bias to cover. Okay, we'll leave it to breathe for a while so that the gum will be effective. All right. Remember that we have put gum at the tip also where we're going to wrap. Can you see that? So you just wrap round that point. Okay, so watch me as I do the other side. Can you see? You just place and then wrap. Okay, once there is gum on the bias and there is gum on the surface where you're wrapping, it's going to stay like that, until you force it out. Can you see that? So here we have our hairband. Is that easy? Okay. So what we're going to do next is to make sure that the tip of the what we wrapped comes together, so it's not open. Okay, that's why I'm applying glue there. All right. So now we want to create a simple bow, a double bow that we're going to be adding to our knotted hairband. Okay, I know a lot of us know how to do bow now with Crinoline. That one is very easy. If you don't know how to do bow, that means you should register for my beginners class. Okay, but then again, watch as I do the bow. Okay, I'm trying to create a double bow, a double bow. Okay, we're going to be fixing this bow on the double knotted Crinoline hairband. All right, so it gives it another style. Now this knotted Crinoline hairband is, you do it in your way. You do it in your own pattern. As long as you have learned the technique, you can create whatever you want to create with it. All right, as long as you know how to knot, you know how to do a double knot, you know how to sew it, and then you know how to place this your bow, through the knotted hairband. You can do it your own way. It doesn't really have to be like mine, because it will not be right. It might be close to it, because the Crinoline might be different. They are soft and hard Crinoline. So when working with it, it depends on the pressure you put on the Crinoline that gives you the size and the pattern that you eventually get. All right, so we are done with our bow, and then I'm just trying to trim out all the excess. Okay, you make sure that everything is sewn. So once it's sewn, you see my hand coming out from there, and then from the other part. That other part is where we're going to be putting our bow. Okay, we're not going to put it on the shorter part. It's the longer part we're going to put it, because if we put it on the shorter part, it will cover the effect of the double bow. All right, so here we have the bow on the double knotted hairband. I'm going to try to fix it back again so that you just see where it came from and where it's going in. Can you see that? You see where my finger is? So that's where we're just fixing it and bringing it out. So if you want to tack it, it's fine, but I'm not sure you need to tack, because it's, except you pull it out by force, that's when it will come out. It's really, really tight, as you can see. So we have just created our bow on the double knotted Crinoline hairband. I hope this video has helped you to understand how easy it is to create this beautiful Crinoline hairband. Okay, tell me in the comment section if you're going to be trying your own Crinoline hairband. Please let it be double knotted Crinoline hairband, and I'll be glad to see what you can create with Crinoline. I remain your Crinoline teacher. Help me to like, share, subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one.